Hello students. So hearty welcome to the discussion session on the first model exam for CET exam. So we have the set of questions here and hope you had written the exam quite well. You might have scored good marks and now this is a time to check whether those answers, have you got it correct? In case if any answer has gone wrong, where exactly have you gone wrong? So all these things are what we are going to discuss in this session. Okay. So once again hearty welcome. So we have the first set of questions where question numbers 1 to 3. Okay, so the first 3 questions. In the following questions, some of the sentences have error and some have no error. You have to find out which part of the sentence has got error, and in case if the correct option is given there as one of the choices, you have to tick that option. Okay, and in case if there is no error in any of these parts, you can choose the last one, that is D part, which means no error, the sentence is already right. Okay, now this is the first question. He reassured to his boss that he had no plans to leave the company. Of course, when you read it again, you will get the answer automatically. He reassured to his boss that he had no plans to leave. So he had no plans to leave the company. Of course, when you read it twice or thrice or even the first reading will tell you that there might not be any error in the second and third part of the sentence. Okay, so that means something is wrong with the first part. He reassured to his boss, and this is where one of the things had gone wrong. And you know what, when you use that term reassured, there is no preposition after that. And we had a preposition here, to, which should not be used, which should be omitted. Only then the part of the sentence will be correct. Okay. So in that sense, the first part, the A part of the sentence has gone wrong. So this correction it goes like this. He reassured his boss, that means that to is to be omitted, that he had no plans to leave the company. So in that sense, we have an error in this sentence, and that is in the first part, A part, and the correction of it is you have to omit this word to. Okay. Now next question, let us see if it has got error or not. The company reports that the demand for their computers are growing every day. When you read it again, or the first reading will tell you, or else you may not find any error during the first reading. Okay, so read it again. The company reports, of course there might not be any error because 3 words only, and subject, verb, agreement, company, singular, reports, plural, that S is added, so there's nothing wrong in the first part. That the demand for their computers, the second part also is correct, are growing every day. Something has gone wrong in this third part, C part, are growing every day. So to get the correct answer, you have to refer to the previous part. Only then you will be getting the option to correct it, or you will know how to correct it. See, the demand for their computers. See, if you focus on their computers only, that only this part, if it is taken, it is plural. So obviously R should be right. Okay. But before that, there is a word that the demand for their computer, demand is singular. Demand is. Demand for computer is, or demand for computers is. So focus more on the word demand, which is singular. So in that sense, when this demand word is singular, here it must be not are but is. So the correction is in the third part of the sentence. So this is how it goes, the correct sentence. The company reports that the demand for their computers is growing every day. So only that R is to be corrected. If you change that R into, or if you remove that R and if you add is, automatically the sentence would go right. Okay. I hope it's clear. Now we have another sentence where let us see if it has got any error or not. When I saw the dress, I knew it was exactly what I had looked for. When I saw the dress, of course, the first reading will not help you. Do not think that, okay, the very first reading will help you to understand the error. Sometimes you have to read it again and again, like 2 or 3 times only, then you will understand which part has gone wrong in case if it has got error. So when I saw the dress, I knew it was exactly, so there is nothing wrong in the first two parts. So when I saw the dress, I knew it was exactly what I had looked for. So that error is in the last part or C part. See, actually it should be like this. The meaning of the sentence is, I was actually searching for a dress. For a long time, I have been searching for a dress, and then finally at a shop, I found the dress which was exactly what I was looking for. I said I was looking for. And what did the sentence have? What I had looked for. So what I was looking for is the correct one. Okay. So what I was looking. So to correct it, you need to change this had looked to was looking for. The meaning of the sentence, you got it, right? So I was in search of a particular dress, and then at this particular shop that I got that one, exactly what I really wanted. Okay. So to convey that meaning, it should be corrected like this. The error is in the third part. When I saw the dress, I knew it was exactly what I was looking for. So this must be edited. This should be removed. Instead, you have to add was looking for. Okay. Now next is, we have another set of questions where in the following questions, a part of sentence is printed in underline. That means, see the first example, the first sentence where this is underlined. Okay, a part of sentence means it could be a single word which is underlined. It could be more than one word which is underlined. So in the first sentence, only one word is underlined. Okay, we met a lot of people at our holiday. So in this sentence, that at is to be substituted in case if it requires any improvement. And as the previous question, as the previous set of question, in case if there is no improvement required, you can choose the last one, no improvement. Okay. So come back to this same question. We met a lot of people at our holiday. So you need to understand where we use the prepositions like in, at, on, by, etc., etc. Okay. So when we speak about holiday, like it's duration of days, right? So for duration of days, we use the term during, or else you just try to match it with other options. We met a lot of people on a vacation is correct. On vacation is correct, but if it is the word holiday, not vacation, that means it should be during. So during is the correct option, not in a holiday or on a holiday. And of course, this is wrong, at is wrong. So you need to add something, and the correct one or the option which you have to use as a substitute for at is during. So during is the correct answer. Now next is, you must remind me to post the letters, and if there is any error, you have to find a substitute. Okay. So in order to find whether it has got any error or not, you try to match it with the options given. In case if any of the options match with the underlined, or it could substitute the underlined item, that means the sentence might have got an error. That is the way to find out whether the sentence has got any error or not, or the underlined stuff has got any error or not. Okay, so let us match, or let us try to substitute must remind with the options given. Okay, and in case if you find that, okay, the sentence would be better or would be grammatically correct with one of these options, that means this sentence requires improvement or correction. Okay, so let us match the first one. You must remind, you remember me to post the letters. Of course, it cannot be used. You remind me is correct, but not remember me. Remember means you try to recall something, right? So that cannot be used as an option. So this is not to be used. So this is taken off. Then you have remind. Of course, you know that with have, it should have been reminded. Okay. So anyways, you have remind me also cannot be used as a substitute for the underlined item. You cannot say that, okay, you have remind me to post the letters. Okay. Or you have to remind me is correct. You have to remind me to post the letters is correct, but not you have remind me. So this option also cannot be used. Then the third option, you have remembered me. Of course, that word remember in no way is a match with remind. So without any second thoughts, you can strike this also off. That means this also cannot be used. So what is the option left out? No improvement required. So that means the sentence is already right. You do not require any improvement. Okay, so this is the correct answer. Now, next set of questions, that means next two questions, 6th and 7th. Fill in the blanks with the correct tense of the verb from the given option. So, always remember one thing. When you get such questions like fill in the blanks with the correct tense of the verb, you have to try to match all the options with the, in the blank. In case if any one is the best suitable one, you can go for it. Okay, like see here, I dashed to Agra before, so I don't wish to go there again. So what is that meaning which the speaker wants to convey? Only then you will understand, or you will be able to find out the exact option. Okay, so the meaning of the sentence is, I have already visited Agra. I've gone or I have visited Agra before, so I don't want to go there again. Okay, so to convey that meaning, you have to choose the option accordingly. So if you choose the first one, I had been to Agra before, I had been is not used. Okay, I had been to Agra is not the phrase to be used. Actually, we need a phrase which means visited. And had been does not convey the meaning visited. Okay, so this cannot be used. I went to Agra before, that also does not convey the meaning of visiting the place. The option, the correct one is have been. Have been, I have been there before. I have been to Mumbai before means I have already visited the place. If you use this one, I had gone, that means it shows the purpose of the visit. Not a casual visit, you went to a place with a purpose. Okay, so this actually is a phrase which literally means, it is a phrase which means I have visited the place. Okay, so I have been to Agra before, so now I do not want to go there or visit it again. Okay. Next is Mohan dash rather tired today. The meaning is he looks very tired. Okay, today he looks very tired. So with the word look, I have given you a clue and you know which option is to be chosen. See, Mohan dash rather tired today. Is seeming means right now it's still going on. Is seem cannot be used. Do seems Mohan singular, so it should be does seem, not do seems. So the first option is the correct one. Exactly how you say he looks tired. He looks very tired today. So instead of looks, you can use the word seems. So the first option is to be used to fill up the blank. Mohan seems rather tired today. Okay. Then next is 8 to 10, questions 8 to 10, the next 3 questions. In the following questions, groups of 4 words are given. In each group, 1 word is correctly spelled. Find the correctly spelled word. So here, not just the meaning of the word for the question or for this exam that you require, you need to know the meaning of the word, you should know grammar, and along with that you should also know spelling. Okay, only then you will be able to answer the questions like this, where you need to choose the correctly spelled word. That means out of these words, only one spelling is correct, and that is what you have to choose. Okay, dominant with D-O-M-I-N-E-N-T is there. That is wrong, of course. Dominant with D-O-M-E, that also is wrong. So here actually up to this is correct. D-O-M-I-N. Up to that it is correct. The rest is what you have to correct. Okay. So in that sense, we have D-O-M-I-N, 2 options. D-O-M-I-N, D-O-M-I-N, then E-N-T and A-N-T. So A-N-T is the correct spelling. Dominant, not dominant, it's dominant. Okay, so this is the correct option. There's also like another question where only one of the items has been spelled correctly, the rest is wrong. Okay, like the first one, observe. observe. You say it as observe, not observe. So it is S-A-R-V-E given, so obviously it is wrong. Then observing. So if A-R is wrong, wherever you have A-R, both will be wrong. So now it like shortlist the thing to two options C and D, observer and observant. Okay, observer and observant. So observer, the one who observes things, observant, okay, almost same in meaning. One is who is keen in watching things and understanding things is observant. So observant, observer is with V-E-R. This is the correct spelling. But what is wrong with that spelling observant? It should have been V-A-N-T. Okay, so when you use that word as observer, V-E-R should be the correct spelling, which is given as the option, and that is the correct option. And if you modify the word, and if you are if you want to use the word observant, it should have been V-A-N-T, and here it is given as V-E-N-T, so that also is wrong spelling. So this is the only correct spelling used in this question. Okay, one more similar type. Okay, where we have, it's very much visible. I guess everyone will know the meaning, the spelling of, everyone knows the spelling of this acknowledge. Acknowledge, the spelling obviously is wrong. E at the end is required. There is no E, so these two things could be, see, similar spellings, acknowledge and acknowledge, one with E at the end, one without E. So there is no doubt acknowledge with E at the end is the correct option. This was very simple, right? Now, next question is 11 and 12, question numbers 11 and 12. In the following questions, out of 4 alternatives or choices, the one which can be substituted for the given word or sentence. Okay, with example or with this question, one who makes, that means you have to choose a single word or one word to substitute the whole sentence. Okay. One who makes an official examination of accounts, what do you call such type of people? What is that profession called? Okay, or what is that professional called? Is he an auditor? Is he or she, of course. Accountant, clerk, official. Official means any officer, anyone who has got the authority. That is not the one who examines accounts. Now, clerk, the one who does clerical work. So actually, we have a confusion between the first two options, A and B. One is A is auditor, second is accountant. So obviously, when you look at the sentence, the one who makes an official examination of accounts, most of you, majority of you will go with the second option, accountant. But that actually is the wrong answer. The correct answer is auditor. Now, what is the difference? Where lies the difference? See, the one who keeps account, one who keeps or manages account is an accountant. But the one who examines accounts closely and finds out errors and rectifies errors, and the one who has who makes close examination of accounts, he is an auditor. Okay, so do not confuse. There is a very small difference, but that is where we have the wrong and right answer, the difference between the two types. See, auditor is the one who exactly examines accounts, and accountant is the one who keeps accounts. So now you know the difference, right? So the correct answer is auditor, not accountant. Now next is the one or the person who looks at the bright side of things. I guess in literature, in your syllabus, you might have come across the definition of an optimist. Okay, so those who have studied English, you have that in the syllabus till class 10 and even class 11th and 12th, you have English as one of the languages to study. So definitely we use this word or these words very often. Okay, so the one who looks, or the one who is very hopeful, or the one who has got a positive attitude towards things, the one who believes that everything is going to be fine, everything is going to be good, etc. The one who has got hope for future, he is an optimist. Or in short, the one who looks at the brighter side of the things, he is an optimist. And just the opposite is pessimist. the one who always is very much depressed and he believes that nothing is going to be right and he is very much depressed, so he will be a pessimist, just the opposite of the sentence. Okay, then what is meaning of introvert and extrovert? Introvert means the one who makes the world of his own, does not mingle with people. Extrovert is the one who is very much social and very much mingling with people. So the correct option is, the answer is the one who has got hope for future, the one who looks at the brighter side of things, and he is an optimist. Okay. Next is, once his crime was discovered, he had no option but to come clean. Actually, these are idioms. Okay, to come clean is an idiom, and you need to find out the meaning of that idiom, to come clean. Okay, so see, you're lucky that you got it in the form of a sentence. Do not expect examples like this to be given to find out the meaning of idioms. Sometimes only this much will be given, to come clean. And the peculiarity of idioms is that you cannot take the literal sense of the printed words for idioms. That means whatever is printed, like to come clean, as if you come in neat appearance, as if you come very clean and very neat and very tidy. That is what you get as a meaning for this idiom if this is given separately. Okay, but since it is given in the form of an example, in the context in which it is used, probably you can guess it out. Okay, like the first part will reveal the meaning. Once his crime was discovered, so that is a clue to your answer. His crime has been detected, it has been discovered, or he is found guilty, or everyone knows that he has committed crime. Okay, so in that sense, he's got no other option but to come clean. That means, can he deny the crime now because it's already detected? No. So this first option cannot be taken. And to accuse someone else of the crime, only when you deny something and you say that you did not do it, this option is possible. So first and third cannot be taken into consideration. To apologize for the crime, so you might have got a confusion between the first and last options, either to deny the crime or not first and last, B and D, second and last, either to confess the crime, okay, not to, that to is just a printing error, okay, to confess the crime or to apologize for the crime. Okay, so once his crime was discovered, he's got no other option but to confess the crime. He cannot deny it. So if you cannot deny it, what is left out as an option? You have to accept the crime, you have to admit the crime, and after that only apology comes. Okay, apologizing is later. So first is you have to confess or you have to admit the crime. So this is the correct option. Okay. Then next also is an idiom used. The employees were kept in the dark. To keep someone in dark, kept in the dark is the idiom used. The employees were kept in the dark about the latest developments. Okay, the meaning of the sentence is, see, a lot of developments have been made in a particular company, but the employees of the company, the people who work there in the company, they did not come to know about it because they were not informed. Okay, so this actually was or comparatively an easier one than the previous. Okay, so here it's very much visible, or you can identify the meaning of this idiom in the context in which it is used with the help of this example. Okay, so the employees were kept in the dark about the latest developments means they did not realize or they were not informed. Okay, so were informed is just the opposite. Keeping someone in dark means not informing or not giving him awareness. Okay, so we're informed when it is too late, no. We're given secret information, no. But we're not informed at all. So the employees were not given any clues regarding the developments made in the company. So in that sense, the fourth option is the correct answer. Okay. Now next is, this also is an idiom used. When things go wrong, everyone starts passing the buck. Okay, passing the buck. See, that reminds me of a game called Passing the Parcel. You might have heard of this game, passing the parcel. Let's just let me, with that example, let me make it clear what exactly is this idiom. See, passing the parcel is a game where, like, when I was a student, I also played it once. See, in a group, you sit in a group, maybe in a circular form that you sit. And a pack will be handed over to the first person, and the music will be played, almost like musical chair, it will be played. You have to pass the parcel in the group. And like, you pass it on to the next person, and the moment the music stops and the person who is holding the pack that time, he is out of the game and he is almost kicked out of the game. Okay, that is the game called passing the parcel. So a clue, it's more than enough. See, passing the buck or passing the thing means you don't want to keep it with you, you pass it on. Okay, you pass it on. What is being passed on? When things go wrong, everyone starts passing the buck. See, if any, seriously, if the things in a workplace or anywhere, if things have gone really seriously wrong, you do not take the responsibility, you do not blame yourself. Instead, we all have that tendency that we try to blame someone else for this particular situation, right? So exactly the same meaning. When things go wrong, everyone starts passing the buck means not that they start analyzing the problem, okay? Analyze, it's actually the spelling error again, it should be analyze with S-E, printing error, okay. Analyze the problem, prepare to resign, no, pays a bribe but blames someone else. Passing the buck means I do not want to keep this pack, I want to give it to somebody else so that I will come neat and nobody is going to blame me. Okay, so which means you do not take the responsibility of the things which have gone wrong. Instead, you will show the tendency to blame somebody else for this particular situation. So exactly what is meant by to blame someone else or passing the buck. Okay. Now next set of questions, next 3 questions. In the following questions, choose the word opposite in meaning or antonyms. You know what antonym is? That means opposite in meaning. Okay. So in order to find out the opposite, you need to know the meaning of the word which is given as the question. Okay. Like the first word is vague. You might have come across this word in your life when you have read a novel or even in one of the chapters that you have studied in your English textbook. You might have come across this word vague. Vague means not clear. Something which lacks clarity. Something which is not precise. So that is a clue. When I say something is not precise, the opposite might be or must be precise, which is given as one of the options. Okay. Not to accept, that means vague means not clear, not precise. So obviously the opposite to that word will be precise. Okay. Not precise, precise. All right. Then harmony. See, a harmony in music also is one meaning given to the word harmony, instruments being played, okay. But here it's not anything like melody or melodious, okay. Harmony means to be in peace with something or someone, okay. When you do not have any differences in opinion with someone, you agree with those people, you're comfortable with those people, you maintain that peace and order, that is harmony. Okay? That means to agree with the existing condition or like you accept things the way those things are, to be in peace with something or someone. So that is harmony. So if you do not agree, if you do not keep yourself in peace with something, that would be opposite. So harmony means to agree with something, so definitely the opposite will be disagreement. Okay, not discard or giving it away or melody or confusion, but harmony means to be in agreement with something. So obviously the opposite of that will be to disagree with something or someone or to be in disagreement. So the first option is the correct answer. Then we have purposely. It's a very simple word. Purposely means deliberately, or you do with intention or intentionally. Okay, so that actually is a clue. Purposely means intentionally. So right now we are asked to find out the opposite of the word, antonym, not like synonyms, right? Not similar word. So purposely means deliberately or intentionally. So definitely the opposite of that word will be unintentionally. Not half-heartedly or timidly or hesitatingly you do something, but unintentionally. Purposely, intentionally, so opposite will be unintentionally. Next is, in the following questions, out of the 4 alternatives, choose the one which expresses the meaning of the word given. That means here you have to choose the synonym or similar meaning. So for vague and purposely, you were asked to choose the opposite. And for next 2 questions, you are asked to find out the synonym or similar word meanings, which is similar, okay, which expresses the meaning of the word, means synonyms, okay, similar word. Paucity. You might not have come across this word before, or else some of you have. Paucity is not sincerity or publicity, or else I'll give you a clue. Sometimes when you lack something, or you are in shortage of something, you do not have enough resources, you call it as paucity. Scarcity. Scarcity is again another word which is a synonym, and here you do not have that word scarcity, but a similar word is there, and that is shortfall. Shortfall actually means acute shortage or scarcity, which is similar to the word paucity. So paucity means shortage or scarcity, and in other word it is shortfall. Okay. Now avert, you avert something. Okay, you avert something means you try to discard, or you try not to come across it, or you try to avoid something. Okay, avoid is the option, exact option given to you. It's not to hide or like conceal something, it's not to obey something or excuse something, but to avoid something. When you do not want to face something, and if you want to avoid it seriously, you call it as avert. You avert it. That means you try to avoid it. So avoid is the exact meaning of the word given as option. Okay, now we have read the given passage carefully and select the best answer to each question out of the 4 given alternatives. So always remember, when you have a passage based question, do not jump into conclusion after reading the first option or second option. Sometimes you have to read the passage so many times to get the answer. Okay, so be careful when you do deal with passage. So this passage actually is very small, but the questions you can't expect it to be very straight or very much easy. You have to read, sometimes you have to read it twice or thrice. So let us see if this this is quite balanced one, not tough, not too easy. Okay, but I guess it was comparatively better. I mean, quite easy. Okay. Now the passage is all about, many people feel they come alive when out of doors, perhaps in the countryside. So here it speaks about to be in close communion with nature, where you feel better. Okay, when you are out of doors, perhaps in the countryside. Why? Because they are aware of the purity of the world around them. In countryside, because of the noble nature, you may feel that purity of the world and those wonderful, awesome sounds of nature. Some people come alive when they try to convey on a canvas, however imperfectly, the beauty of a landscape, seascape or landscape. And for others again, life becomes exciting and intense when they express their thoughts on paper, in story or in prose form. Just like you love to be in communion with nature, close to nature, exactly same way. Some people love to be with nature. Okay, and some others, they find pleasure in creativity. Maybe in the form of artistic forms, like you draw pictures, you paint, and that also gives you satisfaction. Or sometimes you jot down something in the form of literature, like you write poetry. okay, or else you write prose items. So that also, or self-expression or expressing yourself also gives you great excitement, both. Okay, now come to the question. Many people come alive. When do they come alive? It's clearly given in the first two lines. Is it when they are in a pure world, or when they are healthy, in the midst of nature, when breathing fresh air? So actually all these things come in the same sentence, in a pure world. And that actually is given as a straight sentence. They are aware of the purity of the world. See, pure world or purity of the world. So in a pure world you can find like health, you will be in midst of nature, you can feel fresh or you can breathe fresh air. So all these things are found in a pure world. So in that, and that also is given as one of the options, I mean the passage straight. So this is the correct answer. Okay. Next is, the passage focuses on what? Okay, so right now we discuss like how the passage, it focuses on the importance of being in communion with nature. It also tells you something about expressing yourself in the form of drawing or jotting down words in the form of short stories or poetry, etc. Okay, so the passage focuses on the importance of being alive is just one of the options or one of the elaborations given, not the main thing. Self-expression and nature. Environment, it's not just about environment, it's not just about literature, it's about both, right? So in that sense, it could be taken as the second option, self-expression and nature. The first part of the small passage, it deals with how people will feel better when they experience that purity of nature. And then towards the end of that small passage, we find how some people, they find excitement in expressing themselves in the form of poetry and prose. So it's both included in the passage, self-expression and nature. Next is, the word awesome means what? Very often when you give compliment to people, you use this term awesome. Okay, so what exactly is the meaning? Is it shocking? You don't give that as a compliment. Shocking is, if awesome means shocking, it cannot be used as a compliment, right? Cacophonous, what is cacophonous? Any idea? Have you come across this term before? Cacophonous actually is a mixture of sounds, okay? Mixture of variety of sounds, cacophony or cacophonous. So this also has got nothing to do with this awesome. Fearful, shocking are not given as compliments. Amazing. See, when somebody performs, when someone sings a song or dances well on stage, you say that awesome. That means amazing performance. So, awesome means in a positive way to give compliment to someone, and that means amazing, beautiful, amazing, wonderful. So, awesome means amazing, not shocking or fearful or cacophony has got nothing to do with awesome. Okay. Then see, right now we are answering the questions based on the passage. It is not yet over. The countryside offers what? Enjoyment of scenic beauty, life out of doors, a virtuous world, harsh sounds. Out of these options, this cannot be taken at all. It's totally cancelled. Then we have three more options. Enjoyment of scenic beauty, life out of doors. So in countryside, of course, one of the points or one of the factors is that you may experience life, your life is very lively out of doors. Okay. Then a virtuous world, of course. But these two things could be taken as a gist in the form of the sentence, enjoyment of scenic beauty. You will experience a virtuous world when you have scenic beauty. You will experience a world out of doors when you have when you enjoy scenic beauty. So these two things are comprised in the first option. So this could be taken as the exact option. Enjoyment, the countryside, when you go to country areas or village areas, you have enjoyment of scenic beauty, which would provide you with a kind of active life out of doors and a virtuous world. So if you choose this option, that means you have like a blend of the first three options. Okay. Next is, for many life becomes exciting when they. So one more question based on the passage. For many people, you remember how the passage deals with both the importance of nature plus self-expression. Okay. So based on self-expression that we have the question here. For many people, life becomes exciting when they do something to make their life exciting. What exactly is that? Is it travel to the countryside? We are talking not about nature now, we are talking about self-expression in the form of prose and poetry. So the first option cannot be taken, second option also cannot be taken. Opt for creative expression, search for perfection. So the C option is correct. Why? Because here we talk about creativity, or we talk about self-expressions, we talk about poetry, prose, etc. And based on that, the third option, C option, is the exact one or correct one. Okay. Now next is, select the correct passive voice of the given sentence. You know what active and passive voices are. Okay, I'll give you one clue, another as a sample. The child ate an apple. The child ate an apple. This is active voice. And why do you call it as active voice? Because here the importance is given to the person who does the action, subject. The child is the subject, verb is ate, which is simple past tense, and apple is the object. Object is given secondary importance in active voice, and subject is given more importance. And what is the tense of the verb? Verb is ate, and what is the tense of the verb? Simple past tense. Okay. Now, when you change the sentence, this active sentence into passive voice, or this active voice into passive voice, you have to swap the positions of subject and object without changing the meaning of it and without changing the tense. And how can you do that? You can swap the subject and object. You can start with an apple. That means here the importance was given to subject and secondary importance to object. And when you change it into passive voice, you have to give importance to object, not subject. So you can start with an apple. Ate is simple past tense. So was eaten. You did not change the tense. Was eaten by the child. So whatever is given importance is the first sentence has been given secondary importance in the second sentence, and that is how it becomes passive voice. So always remember, when you change active into passive, you cannot change the meaning, you cannot change the tense, it will remain in past tense itself, and only that you have to change the positions of subject and object. Okay, so this is how you change active into passive. Now, this is active voice. At night, lock the outer gate. Actually, it's a kind of request or a kind of advice given by a person that at night lock is simple present tense, the outer gate. Here that subject is missing. Subject is missing. But it is clear that somebody is given an advice to lock the gate at night. So the best way to change it into passive is, see, the outer gate is requested to be, it could be taken as a request, could be taken as an advice. Okay. So the outer gate is requested to be locked at night. It makes a complete sense. It, at night lock the outer gate. Let the outer gate be locked at night. The outer gate is locked at night. Outer gate to be locked. So here 2 is missing, so this cannot be taken. Is locked at night means it's already locked. You don't have to lock it again. So these 2 options cannot be taken. Let the outer gate be locked at night. So let me correct this. This is not the correct answer. This is the correct answer. Let the outer gate be locked at night. Be locked. This actually is simple present tense, right? So, be also is the simple present form. So, let the outer gate, a kind of advice given. So, it could be taken as the last option, let the outer gate be locked at night. Okay. Now, 27th one, in the sentence, identify the segment which contains a grammatical error. Every employee of, that means again the one which we have done in the beginning, in this sentence, one of the parts had gone wrong. You have to find out which part exactly has gone wrong, and that correct option is given. You have to not correct option, the option which has gone wrong is given. You have to choose where the correction is required. Okay. Every employee of the company were given a 2-bedroom flat as Diwali bonus. Every employee of the company. Every employee of the company is correct. Were given a 2-bedroom flat. Actually, every employee is singular. The word every is singular. Otherwise, to make it plural, it should have been all employees. All employees. Okay. So, every employee is singular. It's taken, every is taken as singular. So, here instead of were given, this is the part which has gone wrong. It should have been is given. This is how you have to correct it. Okay. So, you are asked to find out the part which has gone wrong. You don't have to correct it. I am just telling you what is the correction. But where it has gone wrong, that part, the wrong part is to be selected. Okay. So, every employee, since this is singular, this should have been is given, not were given. So, that part has gone wrong. Next is select the synonym of the given word. Indelible. This is the word, and you have to find a synonym or a similar word, another word which means the same. Okay. So, indelible, the meaning I will tell you, I will convey that so that you will get the answer very quickly. See, you write something, you put a mark on the paper, and later you find out that you write something, and later you find that okay, that has gone wrong. So, what you do is you rub it off, you erase it, okay, so that you can write again. But there are permanent markers or marks which cannot be corrected, which cannot be erased and modified. So, all those things which cannot be modified by erasing it, which cannot be rubbed off, that is what we call indelible. So, obviously the meaning, the synonym word, you might have got it right now. Illegible or inerasable, something which cannot be erased. You cannot rub it off and correct it. So, something which is inerasable is what we call indelible. Okay. Then select the wrongly spelt word. Once again, we are going back to the similar type of exercise which we have done in the first part. Okay. First few questions were similar. Select the wrongly spelt word. One of the words had been written with wrong spelling. You have to find it out. 3 are right spelling, 1 is wrong. Controversial, correct. No error in the spelling. Conquer, this is the spelling. It's not wrong. And then contemporary and cooperation. Cooperation also is right. What is wrong with this word contemporary? You meant it to be contemporary, but you wrote C-O-N-T-A, which is wrong. It should have been C-O-N-T-E. If you are asked, this is actually the wrongly spelt word. So, the answer is option number C. This word has been written with wrong spelling, and how will you correct it? C-O-N-T-E-M, not A-M. Okay. This also is based on a passage where it is given in the form of a fill in the blanks, and sometimes you know what, like when you get fill in the blanks type of questions like this in the form of a passage, in a connected passage, sometimes without even the options given to you, will be like when you read it, automatically the words will come to you. Okay, and but do not take that chance, or don't take that risk. Of course, you have to go with the options given to you. So try to find out the answers without even checking the option, and then you can cross check it with the options given to you, so that it will be easy for you. Okay. Pigeon raising has become increasingly popular in parts of China. Dash the country's elite, of course, among or amidst, same meaning. So here amidst is not given as one of the options, and which is closest to its meaning is among, not along or about or against, but among. Okay, so among the elite and middle class people in China, pigeon raising has become very popular. That is the meaning of the first sentence. Okay. Sun Yan, the Deputy General Secretary of Beijing Raising Pigeons Association, that I have given you the option also, said that at least 1 lakh pigeon breeders live in Beijing, and dash 90,000 of them are registered with. So, of course, he said, okay, he said that, or do we have that word? Let us see. Yeah, said that. Why can't it be told that? Told is a word used when we have a listener also. Told me, told him, told us. So when you have a subject who listens to you, if that word also is given, you can use told, otherwise said. Why can't it be clarified or advice? Actually, it's just a way of reporting things. It's just a way to tell you something. It's not an advice. It's not like giving clarification regarding something. It's just that as a matter of fact, something is being said. Okay, let's come back to the passage again. So, he said that at least 1 lakh pigeon breeders live in Beijing, and dash 90,000 of them, and almost or approximately, let us see if any of these words are given as options or not. And almost, see, is given. I told you sometimes without even checking the options, you may get the answer, but then you can cross check it with the options given to you. Almost 90,000 of them. Yeah. So, and almost 90,000 of them are registered with Raising Pigeons Associations at dash levels. Dash levels maybe at different levels. To qualify for the games held in the spring and autumn, competitions can be lucrative for dash or important for the honors of pigeons. So, pigeons is honors. Okay. So, here what I feel is that here it should be at different levels and pigeons is honors. So, let us see if those two words are given as the option or not. Yeah, at different levels. So, different is given as one of the options. And one more thing, see, instead of this, you might have been given the question paper as insects, right? Insects, pigeons, animals, and pets. So, we are talking about pigeons, so this is the correct answer. Okay. Next is, select the most appropriate option of substitute, to substitute option 2. Printing mistake, spelling mistake. To substitute the underlined segment in the given sentence. If no substitution is required, no correction is required, you can choose the last one, which means no improvement. Okay, exactly how we did the first first few questions were similar, right? I try to solve this problem at least for 2 hours. This has been underlined. That means I try to solve this problem at least for 2 hours. So, this problem at least for 2 hours, this part of the sentence is right. I try to solve this part, the underlined part does not match with the second part of the sentence. Grammatically, it does not match. Okay, let us try to find out options with which we can correct it. See, as a matter of fact, see, we have been given the duration of time as 2 hours. For you're doing something, like when you do an action, when you do a task continuously for a duration, particular duration of time, you have to use present perfect continuous tense. And here I try to solve is not present perfect continuous. And as one of the options you have been given, I have been trying to solve. This is present perfect continuous tense. I have been trying to solve this problem at least for 2 hours is the correct sentence. Not I try to solve this problem, because wherever you are given a duration of time, it means you have to use the tense in present perfect continuous. And that is given as one of the options, so this is the correct answer. Okay. Next is, select the most appropriate word to fill in the blank. The burning of the effigy, that big, not statue-like stuffed item of Ravana on Dashera, dash the burning of all evils, symbolizes. See, what is the meaning of epitomizes? Epitomizes means you explain something with example. You set example. You set example and explain something to make it clear. That does not fit in this context. Okay. Symbolizes. That means the burning of, actually during Dashera, it's a festival where Ravana's figure, stuffed figure, is set on fire, is burnt. And the symbolic meaning of that particular event is the burning of all evils. So when Ravana's stuffed image is burnt, that means it's almost like burning. It symbolizes burning of all evil. So symbolizes is the correct word to be chosen for that. Okay. Select the most appropriate meaning of the given idiom. So once again we are back to idiom, and earlier you remember how when I said that, okay, when you are given idioms in the form of example full sentence, it's easy for you to identify the meaning from the given context. But here only the idiom is given, not in the form of a sentence. So that means you have to understand what this idiom is. Give someone the cold shoulder. Do not take the literal meaning of idioms. You won't be able to find it out. Okay, to give someone the cold shoulder means you are not taking anyone into not taking that person into consideration. You totally ignore him. Okay, and that is one of the options given. Not to pamper someone or not to do something pointless or give away a secret, but to ignore someone. When you totally ignore a person, you use the term cold. To give someone cold shoulder means totally ignoring him. Okay. Next is, select the wrongly spelt word. Similar exercise. Expire, explain, both are with correct spelling. Except also with correct spelling. So I guess this has gone wrong. Experience. So what is wrong here? Like when you look at this word, you may feel that okay, it's correct, right? But then something has gone wrong. Only one letter has gone wrong. Experience is the option where the spelling is wrong. Here instead of A, it should have been E. If you remove A and add E, it will be correct. Okay. Select the antonym, opposite of the word given. Eminent. Eminent means something which requires or which is given due attention, something which is important. And you are asked to find out the antonym or opposite. Exalted, impressive, distinguished, these are synonyms of the word eminent. Eminent means all these things: exalted, impressive, important, distinguished, different. Okay. Inconspicuous is the word which is opposite, means not important, not distinguished, or not so impressive, not so important. Okay. I did not mark it, right? So this is the correct answer. The next is, select the most appropriate word to fill in the blank. There is hope that better forestry management will help in the dash of the wildlife that is constantly facing threat because of increasing human activities. See, actually for this question, the options, you may find that more than one option is possible, but focus and find out the exact word which is more appropriate, the best one. Okay. See, the sentence is, there is hope that better forestry management. If forestry is managed well, it will help in the dash of the wildlife. It will help in the conservation. We always aim at conservation of wildlife, preserving wildlife, not guarding anything particularly, not supervising something, but we conserve it. Conservation is a better word. Actually, this also could be a word which has got a small like meaning connected with conservation, but the better word to be chosen is conservation. Okay. Next is, given below are 4 jumbled words or jumbled sentences. You have to choose the option that gives the correct order. Okay, it's all about mango. Mango, the so-called king of fruits, is something of a national obsession of India. There was a bumper crop of mangoes in different states. It resulted in prices. So let us match. So we can start with first sentence A. This actually you can change it into A, B, C, D. Only then you will get the options correct. A, B, C, D. Okay. So which should come first? This A should come first. So we have 2 options with A that comes first. Okay. So A. Either this. So that means the correct answer will be either this or that one. So let us see the next one. A. Mango, the so-called king of fruits. This is taken. Then D. Both with D. 2017 proved to be a very good year for mango lovers. So in both these options we have D as the next. Now CB or BC. What is B or CB? C means it resulted. So that should come last after B. Okay. So ADBC is the correct option. Next is 42. Select the word which means the same as the group of words given, or give one word for the following. Enclosure, a closed circle of like keeping or to keep birds in. Stable is used for horses, not for birds. Apiary is for bees, not for birds. Sanctuary also is like you like keep them, protecting them. Okay. But to simply to keep the birds in an enclosed closed circle, that is aviary. So this is the correct option. Next is, in the sentence identify the segment which contains a grammatical error. See, again in this full sentence, one of the parts had gone wrong. You have to identify it. Let us read that sentence given. Cyclone Idai is regarded as one of the worst tropical cyclone on record to affect Africa and the southern hemisphere as a whole. Read it once again. Cyclones, the name of that cyclone is regarded as one of the worst tropical cyclones. So actually, the mistake is in this part, one of the worst tropical cyclone. One from the group. When I am asked to use one of the, if I am supposed to construct sentences, I have to choose it like this. One of the best schools. I work in one of the best schools, plural. Okay. One of the best schools. So this should be plural to make it sensible. So when you use this term, one of the, that item, that noun should be in plural. See here, one of the worst tropical cyclones, this should have been plural. Okay, so that is where the thing has gone wrong. Cyclone Idai is regarded as correct. The worst tropical cyclone, so this is the area where the word has gone wrong. This should have been cyclones. So the error is in the second option, the worst tropical cyclones. Cyclones. It should have been cyclones. Okay. Select the antonym or opposite of the given word agony. Okay, opposite of the word. And in these options, 4 options, only one is opposite, the rest is synonym, rest are synonym. Okay, like anxiety, distress, misery, all these are synonyms for or similar to the word agony. Okay, agony means disappointment, misery, problem, distress, disappointment, etc. Negative, all negative. And comfort is just the opposite. So this is the correct option. Comfort is the opposite word. Okay. Then next is select the synonym, similar word of the given word. Triumph. Triumph means to become successful or to gain victory. So obviously it is given as one of the options. The very first option, triumph means to become victorious, to win something or to become successful. Okay. Select the correct active form of the given sentence. Their children were brought up with the, here passive sentence is given. You have to make it active. Okay. Their children were brought up with great care. That means they brought up their children with great care. Do we have that? Yeah, this one. They brought up their children with great care. So, their children were brought up with great care. Okay, to get that as the passive, this should be the active voice. All right. The next is select the word which means the same as the group of words. That means give a one word for the sentence. An inscription on a tombstone written in memory of the deceased. See, you know that when you go to a cemetery, a graveyard where you have tombs, tombstones, etc. Like when people are buried on the tombstone, something is written in memory of the person. Either the death, the date and birth, the date, etc. Or sometimes poetical lines are quoted. So when you have things like that written in memory of the departed soul, what exactly is called? What is a term with which you you use to denote those lines written on the tombstone? Okay. Slab means just a marble piece. Basilica actually means a hall, where prayer or meetings, assemblies are held. Okay. Epitaph. Epitaph is exactly the word that we require for this. Epitaph is actually that small inscription of or writing which you may find on the tombstone of the person who is buried. Okay, not pillar. Pillar, you know what pillar is. Okay. Then again you have to arrange it into its jumbled sentences. You have to arrange it into proper order. Around 600 million, we can start with B. So these two options cannot be taken. We have two options start with B. B option means India is suffering from the worst water crisis with 1 billion people living in water scarcity. Okay. Then next should be A. Around 600 million of them live in areas. So this is the option, correct option, BADC. BADC, B. India is suffering from the worst water crisis with 1 billion people living in water scarcity. Around 600 million of them live in areas of high to extreme water stress. Then the reason is that 24% India uses the most groundwater drawn out globally, and this is even more than that of China and the US combined. So this should come as the last thing. Okay. So BADC is the option. The second last one, select the most appropriate option to substitute the underlined words. That means if no error is there, if no substitution is required, select no improvement. No improvement if nothing is required as a selection of options. See, if you listen to the English news, it improve your English. Anyways, this is wrong, right? It should have been it improves. It improves. But it improves is not given as one of the options, but it will improve is given. So, of course, this requires correction. Suppose if you had it improves, you should have taken its option. But instead of that, it will improve also is equally possible option to correct the sentence. Anyways, the question has error. The sentence has error. If you listen to the English news, it will help you to improve your language. Okay, so this is the correct option. Now the last one is select the most appropriate meaning of the word, given idiom, pull yourself together. Again, this is not given in the form of a sentence or example. You have to find it not from the context, but on your own you should understand. Pull yourself together. See, I'll give you a clue. When you are too tensed about something and you are very much anxious, worried about something, somebody tell you that you pull yourself together. Gather your courage, stay calm, don't be tensed, calm down. So, calm down. To calm down is the correct option. To pull yourself together means you gather all your courage and you try to stay calm or you calm down. Okay, so that is the correct option. All right. So I guess many of you might have got good score for this because it was the first exam of its kind. We just started and many more exams are coming up. So in case if you have got many answers wrong, you should understand where you have gone wrong, why you have gone wrong, so that the next time when you have the second model exam for CUET, you will remember all these things in mind because you may get similar questions, okay? And keep in mind all those tips that I've given to you. Especially when you read a passage, be careful that you don't jump into conclusion. You have to read it again now and again to find out the exact answer. Sometimes to get the last answer, you have to read the passage from the beginning again. Okay. So anyways, good luck for the next model exam. So we will meet after that, after your second model exam for this is over. Once again, we'll have the discussion session where the errors plus the right answers, all those things will be discussed. Okay. So good luck for the next exam. Till then, you take care of yourself. Thank you so much.